Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, August 20th, and Christy's still leaving on Thursday. The power of veto ceremony was held yesterday. Jackson didn't use it as expected, and so either Christy or Annalise is going, but I'm pretty confident in Christy leaving. There's been talk of trying to get the things to go. I mean, Christy, I don't know. I think she's more starting to set her sights on trying to ruin people's games. She talked about wanting to try to turn people against Nick. But I don't know if that was as much a way to stay in the house as much as it was she just decided that Nick's been double dealing people and in throwing competitions, and so he doesn't deserve to win, so she's going to make his game look bad. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen right now. I'm just not sure game-wise. Where it's going to go from here on out. I mean, when I say I don't know what's going to happen, I'm not sure. I mean, I think Christy's going. I don't think there's any doubt of that. And I can't see Annalise as having much of a shot. What I need to do is pull out my list of house guests so I can go over each one of them and talk about what I think their game possibilities are. Maybe I'll do that in the next couple days. Once I shout out everybody that's one of my patron followers, right? You guys, yes, thank you. And I still don't have my shout outs. One of my patrons, Jacqueline, sent me an email last night saying hi, and she forced her sister, I think it was her sister, into listening to my CarCast. So, I mean, maybe she wouldn't say forced, but I read it as forced. No, I'm just kind of joking. Thank you for spreading the word, or for sharing, or for annoying others with my ramblings. And yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, there's even some controversy from last night, and I'm like, because the feeds went down for about an hour last night. From I think it was 8:30 to 9:30 Big Brother time, so 11:30 to 12:30. And I hadn't been watching the feeds for that period of time, so I actually happened to check Twitter and turn on, shortly after the feeds came back, after having been down. And I mean, Big Brother After Dark wasn't even on. They were playing they were running a rerun for half an hour, which is odd. So an hour-long downtime that with no explanation, especially affecting broadcast television. Pop TV had to throw something else up. Is very strange. Matter of fact, frankly, they should have old feeds ready to throw up there as just kind of here's filler. I don't understand why they don't do that. That would be very easy to do. Just record 6 hours of feeds anytime. Just say, here's a throwback feed when everybody was still in the house, or just rerun something. But they didn't. And when the feeds came back, there was no real indication. Now, someone claimed that a megaphone yelled over the wall, was placed, that were saying, there was an announcement over the wall about Christy and Tommy being a pair. I don't know if I buy that. I mean, the person that posted the video, it was like a picture, it was like a video out a screen door, and you could hear Americans for Big Brother Fairness or something it just was kind of weird, but maybe it was legit. But they played audio of Christy implying that she and Tommy knew each other, and then the voice was like, we need to be fair. If it was legit, I don't know if it managed to convey the information that they wanted to. The house guests certainly weren't gossiping about it. Like, did you oh my gosh, what was said? You heard what they said, right? I mean, we've had things yelled over the wall before, and the house guests have gabbed about it enough that we realized that even though they didn't know everything, they kind of, heard bits and pieces. The only indication that I saw was at one point Holly and Jackson were alone in the kitchen, and Holly whispered to Jackson, "Did you hear what that was?" Kind of like, but the thing is that could have been a random comment about something else, but the fact that this has been off for an hour and we're not sure, and the secretiveness, it was kind of like, you're kind of like, and that was it. The feed's cut as soon as he said that. So we're not sure. Maybe we'll find out when the house guests get out. But that'll be weeks from now, and they probably won't even remember it. Because even though for us the feeds were down for an hour, I mean, for them, it was just another night. They didn't announce we're turning the feeds down. Yes, we went on an inside lockdown. Something happened. But I'm wondering if it's going to be that memorable of a thing that they will talk about it. Or remember it, I guess, is what I mean to say. So that happened. So, I mean, yeah, yesterday, but again, this is where we're getting to now. We're now over the hump. What are we down to? We had 8 compete so we were down to 9. So we're down to 9 house guests, which amazingly, that's the hump. Down to 9 house guests, and things have kind of slotted into place now. Which is what I think I said. It was like, I said 16 is too many, but 12, 11, 10, somewhere in that number maybe I said was kind of the okay number. But here you go. We're down to 9. And there really isn't as much action going on as you might want to keep you entertained. Matter of fact, they were all in bed before Big Brother After Dark went off the air. I'm like, wow. I mean, they were getting ready to go to bed. It was early for time wise. So that's what's up. The had a household competition. Christy should get evicted. I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, but whatever they are, it should be solidly to evict Christy. So you've got 8 people in the house, or 9 people in the house, 8 voting. No, 2 nominees. So 9 minus 3 is 6. So you got 6 voting. Could be a tie. Jackson would break the tie. But it's 4 votes to evict. And it's 3 votes to evict, because Jackson is going to get rid of Christy. So he got Holly. He's got... I don't think Nick's keeping Christy. He said, as much. And I think Cliff will do what Jackson wants. So I think that's enough to get rid of Christy right there. There's your 3 votes. Holly, Cliff, and Nicole. Or, no, Holly, Cliff, and Nick. And Nicole has also said that she's voting to evict Christy. So, yeah, all right. Enough of that. I have now talked ten minutes almost and said very little. But, yeah. Whoa, Trendra Construction. So, brief story. Driving to work this morning. Driving to the interstate. Because I drive a good length of interstate every morning. And driving through my little town, driving to the interstate, I can smell this fuel smell. Kind of a diesel. It was an oily fuel smell. It wasn't gasoline. It was more of a diesel kind of a smell. And I'm like, what is going on? Is something wrong with my car? I don't drive a diesel car, by the way, but it's just... So I'm like, oh great, I'm going to have engine problems or something. Get on the interstate. I still smell it. Now this is, we're talking... I went for a good 8, 9, maybe 10 miles, and I could still smell it. And I'm going down the road. I tend to be one of the faster cars on the road in the morning. And so I'm coming up on traffic, and up ahead is a semi in the left-hand lane with his left-hand turn signal on. Except for he's not going any faster than the car in the right-hand lane, which is an annoyance. It's like, why are you over here? And then I noticed that the truck that it's a U.S. mail carrier truck in the right-hand lane, that it seems to have like a haze behind it. And I thought, wow, it's really belching out some smoke or something, because it just doesn't look, it looks like a haze. And then I realized that I think he's spilling fuel. And sure enough, the guy, I don't know what was going on, but it was like, I'm assuming it's a diesel truck. It was like diesel fuel coming out from underneath or under the back end of the engine compartment of the truck. It's coming out and kind of, I'm like, whoa. But the semi is in the left-hand lane, a big semi tanker truck, and it's just staying back. Once I got close enough, it's starting to get on my windshield, and I'm like, oh man, that's not water, that's fuel. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to sit behind this guy who's this mail truck is doing 5 miles below the posted speed limit, doesn't have his hazards on or anything, so I don't think he knows what's going on. And but that doesn't mean that I can't get around him. I'd rather get around him and get out from behind this mess than sit behind it for the next 15 miles. But this semi is just sitting there, just back far enough in the left-hand lane that he's obviously not going to pass the guy. And he wasn't leaving a whole lot of gap between the truck and the right-hand lane. I finally floored it, passed the truck on the right, and got up, had to zigzag between the two of them. Not crazy race car style or anything, but it was still an annoyance that I had to do that. And meanwhile, my car's getting, I'm literally getting diesel or whatever all over my car. I got around it, and I kind of beat my horn at the mail carrier truck, but he didn't. I don't think he knows what was going on. Although how he's driving and not smelling all those fumes, I can't imagine. Maybe the truck always smells like fumes. I did try to call the local state police post, but I didn't want to call the emergency number. So while I'm driving, I pull up the address of the local state police post that is actually at the exit where I always get off, and got the regular phone number, and I dialed it, and it just rang, and it rang, and it rang, and nobody picked up. So I gave up. I was like, well, because I was going to call and say, look, we're 10 miles north coming south towards you, and there is a truck on this road that is just spilling fuel all over the road. But I don't know. It didn't happen. Somebody else hopefully called it in. Hopefully the guy figured it out. Maybe he knew he was doing it and just wanted to limp the truck back to the next biggest town. I'm not sure. But there's my random driving to work story for y'all, because I needed some filler. So there you go. I hope you have a good Monday. Remember, I did get lots of emails from people telling me how they discovered Big Brother Gossip Podcast. And very cool, all of it. If you still want to tell me anything or have any questions, the email still works. It's ilovereality@gmail.com. At this point, I am indeed running out of things to talk about for very long. So if you have something that you've always wanted to know or something that you want me to expound on, ask me. And believe me, I have no problems talking about the same topic over and over again. I just need to be inspired, because I do know that many of you have recently discovered this craziness, or are just crazy enough to listen to me say the same thing that you've heard me say before, because you're just such fans, which is bizarre in its own right. But I appreciate it. I do. I really do. And I'm done sounding silly. And now we've hit the 16-minute mark. So we grabbed 5 more minutes out of me talking about driving to work. And with that, I will tell you or wish you a fond farewell. And hope you have a great Tuesday. Alrighty. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.